Let's give us the bag. I got you, man. Johnny Nunez, thank you for coming. I love you, brother.
Big face, Gary. I love you too, baby.
Thank you, man.
Big face.
Now, hold up. I'm going to get straight to this shit, man. You know I don't really like the sugarcoat shit. You for the underdogs. You definitely came to see me, man. Thank you, man. Because my man Ron do a lot of research. You like the underdog. I'm the underdog, man. You came to my show. People pay to see you, man. But me, I ain't got to put up a fucking dime because you love me. And thank you again one more time, man.
No doubt.
So my main thing with you is like, there was people, like, I seen people talk about how do you get in the game, how do you do this, how do you do that. But then, has anybody ever tried to like give you some money under the table, not to put out a picture or something, so they don't get jammed up, they smashing a chick, or they motherfucking sniffing Colana cocaine from here to Haiti, and they don't want to get caught. You know what I mean?
Actually,
you know what I'm saying?
I actually had the reverse. I had, and no disrespect, I don't want to insult.
Ain't no disrespect on my
anybody.
show. Do what you do. Just don't name no names. We don't name drop.
Some gay celebrities would send me photos of them with girls in threesomes.
Damn.
As to say, let this slip into the press, and I'm gonna send you some money. In other words, to cover up for their true sexuality.
Beards.
Oh,
they would have beards.
So they gay. All right, world. Johnny's talking about gay people. I respect everybody. I don't care who you are. I love who you are.
So I told them that I can't, even if you was straight, I can't put a picture of you, sucking a girl's breasts and another girl giving you oral sex. I can't do that because the press, it's not good. And plus, they're so fragrantly obvious that there's no way you could
so basically, you see them,
somebody.
9 out of 10 you're going to say they're gay.
Yeah.
You see them. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But then there's also thug niggas that you think they tough, meanwhile they about that life.
My homegirl told me she knew dudes have bald head Timberlands, and on the low, they doing what they do.
Yeah, like, I respect everyone because you don't know where the money's gonna come from. So long as you ain't trying to push nothing on me, we Gucci. Now, in terms of the answer to the question, I've had celebrities. Oh man, let me word it right. I've captured moments that if I was to pull out this photo, there'll be an RIP on a wall somewhere with a bunch of candles and some empty bottles of Hennessy, some, remember Johnny type mural on the wall of me smiling like this, and then my birth date right here and my death date. Straight up, because the pictures got them all jammed up. But that's why, through the grace of God, I have great relationships with artists, because I never try to put anybody in a bad light. I try to make everybody look good. And I've shot some crazy shit.
I know you got dirt. You just got to keep it low.
Super dirt.
But have they ever called you and say, yo, Johnny, don't put that shit out. Yo, please look out for me, Johnny.
Well, yeah, but then you know what? Sometimes they do things on purpose to be seen. Ooh. That's what publicists do. They're like, hey, they're about to leave. They're about to leave Philippe Chow right now. They're in the white Benz. And you're like, that's why I don't do paparazzi shit, because that's all premature. With my type of photography, I like to be hired by a person who's gonna celebrate a moment, and I didn't gotta fake pop out of a garbage can
So basically you don't sell your soul.
Yeah,
you'll work for hire. You're like me, because
Yeah.
I can be way bigger if I wanted to, if I do stupid shit. But Big Figure ain't doing nothing stupid. You don't sell your soul.
Yeah.
Yo, you working for Big Face today? I'm gonna pay you this, and your eyes is on me all day long.
Yeah,
man, you can't, man. Good Jesus, they gotta make more like him, man. That's what I'm doing, man.
Man, Gary.
That's what I'm going to war. To tell everybody know, Big Face Gary, I'm going to war with success. I put my helmet on as of today.
Amen.
I'm going to war with success.
Amen.
Now, subscribe to the Big Face Gary Show on YouTube. Now, Johnny, name somebody that people never knew they was gonna blow up, and then they blew up. They didn't see it coming, and they blew up, man. And you took a picture of.
So, yeah, that's a good question. A person that I never thought, I remember when Scooter Bronze told me, Johnny, I got this artist named Justin Bieber.
Oh my
He's from
God.
Canada. Can you get a shot at him? Rihanna had a dinner party that L.A. Reid. Rihanna had a dinner party on.
Hold up. Y'all act like you're worried about weed. There's more of that, man. No. I was just conversating. Don't bash on my show. Oh, okay.
Save me something, doesn't he?
Yeah. All right, let's go, Ron. Let's go.
So Rihanna was having a dinner party on the Lower East Side off of Houston Street, and I caught Justin Bieber. He was about 9 years old. No, he's about 11 years old.
Wow.
Probably 11 years old, and he just stood there by a tree. I knew he was going to be big because Scooter Braun's told me, but that was one person. I remember when Mark Ronson told me, "Hey Johnny," matter of fact, I remember word for word. Mark Ronson said, "Hey Johnny."
Samantha's brother?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Amy, this is Johnny Nunez. Amy, this is Johnny Nunez. If he shoots you, that means you're important. And I was like, "How you doing?" He goes, "Johnny, this is Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse is Johnny Nunez." I was like, "How you doing, Amy? Nice to meet you. I wish you the best."
Heard that on my show, Johnny Nunez.
Another time, I remember when, Talib Kweli at Urban Plaza told me, "Yo, Johnny, I want you to meet somebody. Yo, Kanye, come over here, Kanye. This is Johnny Nunez. If he shoots you, make sure you post him." And I wound up later on being Kanye's personal photographer for like probably 6 years.
Wow.
And I was also the personal photographer to Kim Kardashian.
Now, hold up. Have you talking to Kanye?
I seen him last year in Washington Heights and in Queens, actually.
That's my guy, you know that, right? Yeah. I have a story, like, I don't like to turn shit to me, but I have to say people don't know the story. Mm-hmm. Kanye was a super producer for The Rock. Everybody knows that. He did Beanie's first record, The Truth. Monster record. I know you know The Truth. He produced so much records for Jay-Z. So we in Baseline one day. That's our studio from Rockefeller. Kanye, remember Jesus Walks? Yeah. Kanye performs Jesus Walks for Jay-Z on his knees. Pause. Jay said, get up. You're a producer. You're not a rapper, man. So for me to say that, Kanye's a big fan. They don't believe. They don't believe. We used to be LA all the time. Me and laugh and joke. We used to drink nips with liquor. That's me and him talking shit. Kanye West told me, G, they ain't gonna believe. I'm gonna make them believe. And look at, he's a superstar. Now, Jay laughed at him. No disrespect to Jay. Jay ain't crazy. Jay made a record with him. An album, excuse me. And it went crazy. So my word is, Kanye, you know I believe. Biggs believe in Dame. Jay laughed at him, but Jay rewind and said, hold up. I ain't no damn fool. Kanye West went to war. That kid first 2 albums were magical, man. Yeah. But no disrespect to him. I think this after his mother passed away, he went through something, but he came back. He's going through something. But I lost my mother. It's a very serious thing when you lose your mother, man. You gotta be super strong, you know what I mean? But bottom line, shout out to Kanye West. I was crazy you said that. And you was Kim Kardashian's camp?
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and Kim, shout out to Jonathan Mannion. Oh, no, not Mannion. Jonathan Chevin, the publicist that was one of her best friend, and on the reality show, he's still her best friend. He used to hire me with Simon to do all these events, but they were much more posh, East Hamptons type events. And I'll never forget, Jonathan said, "Johnny, here's my new client, Kim." Me and Kim became real tight. I wound up going to party after party with her, and little did you know, I remember shooting. I didn't do the actual introduction, but at a restaurant called Butter is where Kanye had a party, and Kim.
I know, but where's Butter at? I forgot. What was that at?
Butter used to be on
downtown somewhere.
Lafayette, I think.
That's why I went with Dame used to take me there all the time. Shout out to my man Dame. Take me there all the time. Bills would be ridiculous. Yeah. But enjoy yourself. Ridiculous, man. One drink's like $45.
One drink?
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but I met Kim with I had met Kim, I think, in LA or in Miami when Ray J introduced me to her, and I didn't know that she would be who she is today. But yeah.
Give me a little personality about Kim Kardashian. Like, how was she?
Man, let me tell you. There used to be a nightclub on the west side, right by where the tunnel was. What block was the tunnel on?
Tunnel was 18th Street, if I'm right.
So there was a restaurant. There was a.
Hold up, Ron don't know about the tunnel. It's not your Queens boys know about the tunnel.
There
was a nightclub.
Frank know about the tunnel, Frankie?
I was small.
Okay, Frank was young. Frank real young. Okay, Frank, no problem, Frank.
There was a nightclub called something like El Diablo or Testarossa, some crazy name. And it was Angie Martinez's birthday, and security can be big dudes, you know. And I was just waiting politely for Angie to come. And when she finally arrived, they had a private section that was an upstairs part. So when Angie came in and I took my photos, the last to go up the stairs was Kim and whoever she was walking with. As I went behind her to go up the steps, security said, "You can't go up." I'm like, "Yo, I'm the personal photographer at the moment. I'm the birthday photographer." They said, "Nah, you can't go up." I'm like, "Yo, dude, listen, I gotta get the shots because she just arrived." They're like, "Nah, you can't." So as I went up, dude tried to hem me up.
Oh shit!
But I tried my little kung fu Taibo, and I put like my arm in a lock, and I dropped my body weight in hopes that would work. That shit was like, he was like this, and I was like, come down with me, come down. And the dude was so big, he's like a Russian dude. Next thing I know is I'm on the ground, and like they called maybe 3 or 4 security guards. Kim came from up top, ran down, grabbed me and said, "Get off of him." Wow. And then Kim Kardashian helped me up and like dusted me off and said, "He's with me, he's fine." And then grabbed my hand and walked me up. That's the Kim Kardashian.
So she wasn't married to Kanye yet or nothing?
No, not at all.
Was this pre-Ray J, Ray J?
No, it's after Ray J. But you know, if you know Kim, she's a really good person. She's not only is she a good person, but I had the opportunity to photograph. After the OJ case, I got a call from Johnny Cochran's office, and they told me to come shoot Johnny Cochran's victory party for OJ Simpson, right on the east side by 95th Street at a bar called the Canary. I don't know if Kim's dad was still alive, but it was at that event that Johnny Cochran gave a super speech about his team and Kim Kardashian's father, the late Mr. Kardashian, and I could tell from the speech he gave that it's in their DNA to fight for justice.
Yeah, you know I want to thank her for that. I think we all do. We can thank her for that. Fighting for justice, trying to help brothers out who got unfair sentences, and doing what she can. Even working with Trump and whatever she had to do to help brothers out is highly commended.
Okay, well, God bless her, man. Shout out to you, Kim. God bless, man. Now, Johnny, next thing I want to know, has anybody just gave you a call and said, "Yo, man, I need to get hot, man. What's your price, man? What's your price?
All the time.
What's your price? I want you to get me hot. I'm not famous. I want to get famous."
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, there was a cat. Actually, one of my business partners. It was the first time I ever seen $25,000 in cash.
Good Jesus!
But it was more than that.
But to be honest with you, for us that ain't no money. But good, John, ain't no.
No, I know you want to do big things.
No, not money for me. That we spend fast. That's what I mean. I don't mean no money. 25 grand is good money.
Because I was about to say,
Ron looked at me like,
I can use 25.
What I meant to say, John, not that it's like that, meaning like, Johnny, 25 right now, hit you have something. You give her that shit like 3 days. You too, right? Exactly.
I've had. But anyway, ever since DJ Vlad, I'm scared to talk. You know
don't bring that up.
No, I'm
not DJ Vlad.
I'm scared to talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
You know,
I don't like to go from topic, so go ahead.
No,
so
but
they try to give you a bag about your gut to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but what it is I've had a lot of great clients from Jamaica all the way to Mexico. All offer me to cover their events, and it's great. But some artists pay. Russell Simmons flew me all around the world to shoot a campaign. That was the first time I ever got a shoot. First time I ever got like $150,000 to travel to Spain, Dubai, and London.
Women, not count. That's your pay, not counting flights or nothing.
Yeah, that was not. No.
That's your pay.
Traveling. You know what's crazy?
You're making a lot of money.
We went to Dubai. We went to Dubai, and I think New York or America learned this from Dubai. Every time, because Reverend Run and Russell was in the nightclub, we were in this nightclub in Dubai. Every time, all these sheiks and these wealthy Arabic people, they wanted to honor Russell by sending a Magnum bottle of champagne. The Magnum was about this big, the size of like a pig, Yeah. And so the DJ would stop the music and like that anthem that you always see like in Conan or Excalibur. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That song would come on. The DJ would stop the music and you hear that song, and these two dudes would come like with a special, like as if they were like muscle bound dudes just carrying this Magnum, and they brought it to Russell and Reverend. Next thing you know, a few seconds later, another VIP corner was like, the music got cut off. Boom, boom. Maybe 10 Magnum bottles were brought to our table.
Wow.
What was the why am I telling you that story?
Because it's dope.
No. There was a reason why, man.
Well, the topic I had, this is my job, is I'm a ghetto journalist.
Okay, go ahead.
I was asking you about anybody who wants to get themselves hot on your dime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we just said, and you were just telling about how people will call you to do stuff, and you were just talking about how they flew you around the world.
Oh yeah.
Russell for 150 grand. So go from there.
That's just one shoot.
That's one shoot.
But when I was young, like
Johnny,
boy,
I even know you, Johnny, and me, you're so humble. I didn't know he was getting money like that. Good Jesus, I love you, man. That's so funny about this. I'm like that too. Me and Ron have this argument. $1 million to $2, I'm gonna be Gary. I promise y'all. That's what he hate about me. I go places by myself. Why you over there? I'm not famous. I don't give a fuck. But I've been in Paris. We'll get to that too.
London.
Now I'm talking about Reverend Run, Ron. So we in the Hamptons. Dame is aggravating the shit out of Reverend Run. Yo, he just talk crazy. Dame just don't give a fuck. So,
that's true.
So we can hit her about something. I don't remember exactly the argument. Oh, about sneakers. Reverend Run has sneakers. Dame shit says it's trash. Some sneakers he says it's trash. So Ron, Dame is drunk. I'm drunk. I play a little ball. They said, fuck you, you ain't shitting ball. Reverend Ron go get his sneakers, Ron. And it's a 2-on-2. Reverend Ron and his man against me and Dame.
Oh, wow.
He was married to Rachel Roy still. Ron, yo, Dame was shooting for the half. Everything was going in. I don't know if they would play ball like that. He's like, big face, Reverend Ron ain't shit. He's drunk in you're up. Yo. Then I was close. I played ball. Yo, we beat them. Yo, Ron wanted to kill Dave. I said, yo, Ron, man, you know Dave crazy. What the fuck you talking? I said, Ron, man, leave that shit.
Ron was ready to run.
What? It looked like ready to rumble, man.
Yeah,
we was in the Hamptons, man.
What?
Yo, that was
I remember that house.
Remember the house? Yeah, we used to go to Hamptons on a regular.
Ron played ball.
He was all right. He wasn't bad, but his man was a bum. Dame, Ron, I was busting his man ass. I don't know his man. I remember that was like 15 years ago, y'all. But then Ron, I'll give you another story, Ron. I ain't swimming years, so they about to pull. I'm scared, and I don't swim like that. Yo, Ron, Dame pushed me in 10 feet. I started saying, "Say, you motherfucker, you can swim? You can swim?" So Ron said something about me. Every time I'm in a good spirit, I talk about all the good times of Rockefeller. There was so many good times of Rockefeller. Ron, that was a funny shit, Ron. You didn't know that, Ron? Yo, Ron, that shit was funny as shit, Ron. Ron, when I say, they was like, Ron, you ain't shit. You ain't. He was drunk, just talking crazy to Ron, man. Good old time, man. Now, so you said you ain't really take the money, you let them live. You was like, whatever. Now, the next question, you know me, I'm like the type of dude, I try to put stuff in perspective so I can feel it when you answer the question. Now, there was a time when I saw you take pictures, I'm not gonna name no names because I don't like the name drop, it's me and Ron big on that. I don't like the name drop. Of special superstars who like they're not supposed to be here. Please don't put that picture out because if I'm here and somebody sees that, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
So how did you handle that? Would you take money from them or you just look out for them?
I'll look out for them. Because you know, this business is, like I always say, you eat what you kill.
Oh, you ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? So if you ruffle a feather, that will determine whether you're gonna eat tomorrow or not.
Oh yeah, see, I'm like that too.
I like to bring new blood and connect the dots whenever I meet, you know, people. I want to be able to bring them where I go, where they can see the things I see, so it could broaden more horizons. But if I destroy a relationship over money or an opportunity to spaz out and floss or look what I got, you know, if you do that, you just chop your foot off.
All money's not good money's basically what you're saying.
All day.
So now the next, this is not really emotional, but do you blame paparazzi for Princess Diana's murder, or do you blame it?
Gary, I think you was with me in Europe when we was out there with Dame. That was a straight up hit. That was murder. That was, the queen. You know what I'm saying?
So it was just a mistake. It's bad.
That was murder. That was straight up assassination.
Okay,
She was impregnated by an Arabic man who was of royal. I don't know about royalty, but
this shit was crazy.
His dad had owned half of Europe, half of England, if I'm not mistaken. So the queen's like, oh my God, the prince is gonna be these niggas. We got an exit strategy that right now. Wait till they get in the tunnel. Blame it on the paparazzi.
So bottom level straight murder.
Yeah, it was murder.
Okay, I needed that. For the record, my man Ron, the producer, he does all the research. I just sell the motherfucker.
I mean, God forbid I'm gonna be killed, but with no question, the royal family made sure that junk was like swept under the rug.
Okay, this one I thought. So, yeah, they try to like fuck it. It's okay because it's that. So bomb, she was straight murdered.
Yeah, but you know what's so gangster? Princess Di went to Harlem, went to one of the poorest school districts, and gave like a ton of money, and went and read to the children, and then bounced, and then didn't say nothing until like a few days, maybe a day later. People were like, Princess Di came to New York, private jet, dropped some bread in Harlem, read to the kids, got back in her private jet and bounced.
What?
But didn't like publicize. Look at me. I'm the rich princess. She was silence.
Wow.
Do good and then bounce. Don't brag about it.
Just from the heart.
Just do
God's
good.
work.
Yeah, do exactly. There you go. Yeah.
So John, like that's one thing about me.
She was cute too.
John need to play right. John like good looking women, man. No disrespect. I'm just keeping it real. Now, so John, you know me. All money, that good money.
Yeah.
Like, I just met your brother right here. If he told me I got 1,000 if you do something tomorrow, I said, no, brother, I'm good. Not because I don't know him and I'm learning him, I just met him, I'm good on that. So now, have you ever had somebody come to you and say, Johnny, I don't give a fuck what it costs, whatever I gotta do, I need to get hot, whatever it costs, I'm gonna do it, okay, let me just do it. Have you been to a situation before?
Where a friend is in dire need of work?
No, when I'm saying no, not asking you for work, meaning they wanna get hot. Let me fake my ankle broke, but I still got up and helped the baby
pop
up
at this place and act like you didn't know I was here and take a bunch of photos of me and get me hot, like in that kind of way.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever done that with me because I like to try to shoot the real, and I think there's a lot of photographers that would have totally been like, all right, trip right there and let me get a photo of you. Thank God.
But John, you trying to be, you know what thing, Johnny? One thing about you nigga do, you trying to be political with that question. I'm not fucking stupid. Motherfuckers want to get hot. I seen clowns tell me, yo, G, I'm going to be here. Make sure you see me and let them know blah, 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 blah. I'm going to pull up with the bands, let them know I just bought the cash, and they got notes. They got car notes.
I mean, I never forget, there was a...
So I don't care if you pay car note. That's your business. But don't lie about it.
I've had situations where publicists will come to me and say, hey, Johnny, this is my client, so-and-so. Could you do me a favor? Could you come by like in 3 minutes and get a photo of them with these other people? And I'm like, sure, not a problem. And then I go near them and they go, excuse me, no photos, not right now. No, get the camera out of here. Don't do that, man, don't do that.
Oh, that's some sucker shit.
Wait a minute, you just told me to come.
That what happened to me, Ron. I'm a nice Ron calls Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, the good news is that they never got photographs, and I never posted them on the press on the net. And then they try to come back like, hey, can I give you some money? Nah, I'm good.
All money, not good money.
I tell them, you know what? Do me a favor, wait right here. I'll be right back.
And never come back.
No, I don't even. And then look this way.
Clown ass motherfuckers.
You know what I'm saying? Look this way.
Bunch of fucking clowns. All right. So moving along, Big Face Gary, Big Figure, aka Haiti. Subscribe to the Big Face Gary Show YouTube.
Who connaît ça m'a parlé, oui?
Voilà, man. Connaît, man. Bella body, Dominican and Puerto Rican.
I'm actually Trinidadian. I'm black and Chinese.
Everybody want to be Chinese when I look.
I was adopted by
God.
I was adopted by
Johnny Nunez. I know you.
Johnny.
Johnny.
I was adopted by Puerto Ricans.
I know. I wish I had my Haitian bandana. I left it in my crib.
I was raised by Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and Haitians, And my cousin actually is a celebrity, Young Chow. Hot 97, Young Chow. So before I got adopted, I was Yanis Chow.
DJ.
And when I got adopted, I was, and my family named me Johnny Nunez.
All right.
So
I'll give you a fuck.
Nunez,
You ain't been no frontin' ass motherfucker. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you that pass. As far as I know.
What was the question before that?
The question before that was just that I just asked you. Then you threw me off, motherfucker. I never forget my shit.
My bad.
You threw me off.
The smoke is there, yeah.
No, he threw me off crazy. I never get thrown for my question. I'm always locked in right now. I'm reverse, but I already got my next one. I want to ask you. Fuck, I go reverse back. Have you ever met a superstar who was camera shy?
What's his name? What's his name? He got I think Kanye signed him. What's his name?
Lupe.
No, Lupe's cool. The one after Lupe.
Pusha.
He's got a weird name.
Twist some chains.
Nah,
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi's a little shy.
I know his shit though.
Kid Cudi's shy.
I ain't gonna front. These motherfuckers.
Leonardo DiCaprio shy.
What? He just said Leonardo DiCaprio is shy.
Mark Wahlberg is shy.
Get out of here.
Dang, he named me some boy. I love Mark Wahlberg. That's my boy right there. He was in Four Brothers went to war. Am I correct?
You hear the name?
I'm in a good movie, Four Brothers, right? Yeah, he go hard. He ready to go. Yeah, he be on himself.
Nah, he named me some heavy hitters.
Some heavyweights.
I got pictures of Mark Wahlberg going to Nas's birthday party with the big old QBC chain.
You got a picture of Nas with that big QB chain sitting next to Jay-Z with the notorious B.I.G. t-shirt on.
Yeah.
How did you get that picture, man?
That was right after Biggie's death, or maybe it was around the time, not a memorial, but it was a Nori. I think it was a Firm Biz party, and so, but Biggie had died, so it was maybe like a year after his death. So I call that the Holy Trinity picture because,
wow,
I think there's a verse somewhere that says, people always ask me who's the best rapper alive, Biggie, Jay, or Nas. So you got
Jay-Z.
You got
Biggie,
the Father. Jay-Z. You got God's Son, the Son, and then the Holy Spirit is Notorious B.I.G. on his shirt. So you got the trilogy right there. Yeah. So yeah.
The Holy Trinity.
I caught that
Father,
picture.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I caught that picture at El Flamingos, which I'll never forget.
That's in the 50s, am I correct?
No, it was by the tunnel. Everything was by the tunnel.
No, I remember El Flamingos. Okay.
Yeah, so that picture's been.
So I usually wait till the end of my show.
Yeah,
wait till the end of my show. But since you said it,
that's right.
Let me get that.
We got a Big Face Gary show question that everybody's answered. Lord Finesse, Granddaddy IU,
Brucey
B, Tragic,
Webstar,
Ron Browse. We've been blessed to have them.
Awesome.
Gary gonna ask you the question, and you have to be honest.
You have to say how
I'm
you
married,
feel.
so you know. Do you want to
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm asking young boys. I already know what you're gonna say because I know where you're from. But who's the better MC, Jay-Z or Biggie? I'll get to y'all. Everybody got their own opinion.
Biggie. So could they be even Steven?
Oh, you whatever you want to say.
If you're on the island and you're on
Right. You're not gonna do that.
That's
Nah,
fair.
That's in the court of law. What a lawyer would say is you're enticing the witness.
No, it's got to be one or the other.
He said it could be even. No wrong,
Are
even
you
wrong.
copping out or not?
Ron, they say in the court of law, you can't entice the witness. You plead the fifth, but he's not gonna give us that. If you want to say they both good, I'll take that.
You only got room for
that's
one
your
CD in your pocket.
Here we go.
I
hate this motherfucker.
I have to use this analogy.
Ron's a sucker.
Basquiat and Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol's work goes for hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and because he lived longer than Basquiat, his catalog is ridiculous because he had more life, which allowed him to have more collections of art. Right. However, Basquiat, who grew up in the Lower East Side, Alphabet City, a Haitian, Puerto Rican, New Yorker, his life was cut short, so he has less work. However, his pieces go for millions of dollars. Why? Because it's a novelty to actually have an original piece. So now, using that analogy and applying it to Jay-Z and Biggie, how many albums did he have?
2.
All right, and of course,
Jay-Z
not as much.
16 and going.
So the long story short of it is, in their own lanes, they are kings. If anything was ever reversed, it would be the same mirror image. You have less life, but the value of your art is worth more because you didn't have enough time. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
That's one of the best.
Scarcity.
No.
No, you
Ron,
like it because
Ron,
he didn't say
Ron,
big.
shut the fuck up
That's
with your
the whole
bullshit.
fucking
First of all,
thing.
Ron, make no mistakes.
Here we go.
Biggie is a dog. I always say that. But
And
I'm not.
Jay-Z is fire. He's the man. Top 2. Top 2.
My thing is though, Ron, my issue with Ron is, it's like he condemns Jay for being alive. I'm sorry Jay-Z passed. Biggie died, man. But he said, Jay put 16 albums out straight. I would love to see them together. But you know what? I told Ron that. I'm changing my angle. I love Big and I love Jay-Z. I'm doing it on my show. I'm going to go even Steven for that one. Because there's too much of an argument, man.
Can I piggyback?
Oh, first you say what you want to say. I love y'all. Y'all gotta say y'all younger.
I want to say like, but we wouldn't know if Biggie would last as long as Jay-Z lasted at the same time too.
Say one more time.
We wouldn't know if
We wouldn't know.
We
We
wouldn't
wouldn't know if he was
know
right.
if Biggie would go for 15 years or 16 years as Jay-Z did. So he might have dropped 2 albums that went that far, and he might have did that for 15 years, but he probably went though. He probably went there for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And it probably would have, but Jay-Z is still going right now. You know what I'm saying? So that is a big thing in itself.
And I'm gonna say, since you're youngin', I love what you said. I told Ron that Jay-Z didn't want to rhyme after Reasonable Doubt. He was done.
He retired a couple times.
He ain't like the fame. He ain't like the pressure. He was getting a bunch of money doing other shit. He said, I'm done. But then Dane kept talking, you gotta do this, man. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. So Johnny, thank you to Ron. We got the question. I'm turning Ron on camera right now. In front of Ron. We can always ask this question.
Wait, I want one more statement before we bury it.
What?
In the period when, because there was one period when it was Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
Oh, yeah.
All of them was alive.
They're both better than
For
Nas.
one period.
Yeah.
Biggie was the man.
Oh yeah.
His flows, and you know I love Jay. You know I can recite Jay rhymes. But Biggie, when it was that little period with all 3 of them, Biggie had it.
Biggie's a monster.
Shout out to Biggie,
I don't know
shout
why
out to
Ron
Jay.
shot. I don't know why Ron keep battling me. He is.
Because we had a drop.
I got
song
rated.
and
I got
started
rated.
arguing.
Yo, I got rated X stories about Biggie that nobody knows. But I can't say it because I'm not gonna disrespect Biggie like that. But I promise you, Biggie's a monster. Now, I'm moving forward. I'm starting from
Nas is dope
Yeah.
too. Don't
Well, you
forget
know what?
Nas.
Oh, Nas.
Nas go.
My
Nas
favorite
go.
MC.
But
Nas-
if
my
I was
favorite.
Nas, ain't know he got richer. No, he's super rich. He done went gold years ago. I had to catch myself because he's super rich. Sorry, Nas. I mean to play myself.
Nas is the man.
What I'm saying is I'd pick a lot better beats for you. He didn't pick the beats that I wanted. He had a yes man around him. That's why Jay liked me. I don't yes. Hot.
Yeah, Rockefeller only missed the ether beat. That's it. They only missed
It'll
the ether
go
beat
by
they
me.
had first.
It'll
and
go by
then
me.
it made it to Nas. And then Nas took the ether beat and ethered it.
That's a fact.
OVA, I got my mojo back, baby. OVA. No. Stop playing with my man,
You
please.
know your man
Stop
is
playing with my man.
tight.
Now,
Yeah.
anyways, I get very aggravated with that shit because I know.
Go ahead.
All right,
He
anyway.
was trying to convince himself he had his mojo back.
So you really think Jay-Z, Nas better than Jay-Z?
Oh,
You think Nas better than Jay? That battle, Ron ain't gonna answer because Ron's from Queens. It's a Queens thing. I'm gonna be the bigger person and say for all of y'all.
You know what? You know
No.
what I propose? Put them on an album together.
No.
That'd be
I'm
dope, that'd be
gonna
dope.
do.
Let them battle each other on an album
No, first of
together.
all, they're too old, they're too rich now.
No.
I know for a fact.
Verse for verse.
Because I'm a music. Oh, verse for verse, he's lost a long time ago.
Who lost?
Jay-Z's a monster.
Oh, okay.
Monster.
I mean, I don't
Monster.
know. Another.
Yo, hold on, I bet you.
even-
I'm gonna get y'all Jay-Z and Nas. Who you pick? I'm insulted with that. Honestly.
Oh my
It's
God.
not say what it says. No, listen, Jay-Z, please. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck with Nas though, but
What? I fuck with Nas too. And you know what make it better, youngins? Jay-Z used to look up to Nas on the MC tip. He used to tell him, get that nigga G. Nas ain't lie about his joke song. He's right. But then you know what Jay-Z did? He battled. Like me, I'm battling these podcasts. I'm battling these podcasts. I'm battling these podcasts. I'm battling these podcasts. I'm on the ass. I'm on the ass. I'm on the ass. Just like Jay said. And Jay got up here. Am I lying? Am I lying? Nas used to take 4 or 5 years to put one album out. Jay gave us 16 years straight of gangster music. Now, Ron, I say one thing, you won't do because it's a Queens thing. But is Jay consistent?
Very.
That's all I'm asking. Is my line big? Thank you.
He get consistent.
That's all I say. I know it's a Queens thing because my boy love Queens.
However, if you put them on an album together.
Oh, Nas a big time lyricist. Oh, that'll be a monster album. Okay. They both are because Jay we gonna pick the right beats.
Maybe that'll be maybe that's what it'll be for 2021.
That's crazy competition.
No. Now I'm not gonna lie. Nas got lyrics for days. Nas put that fucking Illmatic album out. EP, 10 straight songs.
I love Nas.
Classic. Nas a great guy.
See, but that's not fair either, again, because Jay-Z been going for 16 years. Nas don't put out as much albums, so he has more to say. As opposed to Jay-Z, probably won't know what to say because he said so much.
But that's how you going to work every day for 16 years. But you will buy a mansion, but your man buy two-bedroom condo. Is that his fault or your fault?
That's your fault.
All right then. Now moving along, yo Johnny, have you ever you just talked to somebody, took a mean picture, you killing that shit. You took a mean picture and a cameraman watching you, like this motherfucker did something crazy. He go right behind your back and try to talk crazy about you to try to get the same picture or say some super shit, some sucker shit, just to try to do the same thing you just did.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Like a perfect example is Cameron with a pink cell phone and a pink forehead. I set that whole photo shoot up. I shot it and someone else shot it. But at the time I was shooting print, not digital. So that image has went viral, but that's my image. But other people, like the Jay and Nas picture that's in DJ Khaled's living room, that's my work, but other people try to take credit for it. Wow. So it happens all the time.
But I don't understand that though. Like, how can you teach the camera world, being a photographer, how do you take the first picture and then someone does it, then take the credit you did? How do you battle that, John?
What happens is, a lot of times, sadly, back in the day, there were a lot of African American, Latino photographers, but as the money started to pour into hip hop, certain photographers began to get pushed out, and other photographers started to come into the fold. As they started to come into the fold, the benefit for me was I had such great relationship with artists. You ain't kicking me out. And at the end of the day, you don't know what black person is and what black person is. Mm-hmm. And even though sometimes they hire white publicists, even the publicists don't know a Beanie Siegel from a Big L. So they need someone who could identify who's who. And so they wait for me to set it up. Yo, Fat Joe, come over here. Yo, Busta Rhymes, come over here. Or Lil Uzi Vert, come over here. Or Drake, come over here. Yo, Meek Mills, come over here. They wait. So once I got the image and they see my flash going off, then they go, aha! They put their camera near me. By the way, who is that? And I like to, I keep it real. I'll be like, is that Tupac Shakur? Is that Biggie Smalls? And I'm like, you know what? That is them.
So John, being a famous cameraman is catching the moment naturally.
Yeah, that's the best for
you'll catch it naturally, but then come behind you, do what you did, but your shit still looks more natural than that.
Yeah,
and they don't even know who the person, what he's saying.
He said Tupac Shakur.
He'll be taking a shot at somebody and they won't be hip hop, so they don't even know. They just following his lead.
Because there's a lot of money in the photos that I pose because they don't know the artist, they're scared of the security, and third, least but not last, they know because they don't know the artist's name. They rather not risk it and let me take the shot, set it up, or sometimes they try to do a Debo move. They'll put their camera right in front of mine and get the shot and then bounce.
My God.
So John, have you ever had to bust them inside their head?
A few times.
I know it. That's what I want to. You gotta say, motherfucker, now you bugging.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Take that bigger hammer, you put a fucking melon on top of motherfucking Popeye lump on it. Okay, yeah.
I can imagine, especially the real paparazzi ones that be like on the motorcycles or just the real crazy ones that don't care. They just get a shot no matter what.
A lot of times, though, those photographers have been brought by the publicists that was hired by the artists. So when you see them coming out for TMZ, and all the paparazzi start shooting them leaving a restaurant, that was all orchestrated by the celebrity. That's like, no pictures. That celebrity paid a publicist to tell photographers where they will be, what time they're coming out of the restaurant, for the publicity. So
Chelsea.
it's whack. Like I don't do that. You know, you invite me, you hire me, I shoot you, and we make history.
That's it.
All right, well, so bottom line, John, you done left a couple lumps in motherfuckers' head. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, a few times.
You're supposed to. Slash Boricua, Sass Haitian, you said, Sass Trinidad, you got 8,000 things. Now, this is lightly emotional, but I have to keep it honest. I have to ask you this. So, you were adopted. Tell a story about you being adopted and how that happened with you and how it made you move forward in your life.
You know, I was in foster care. I was like, 2 years old. My mom was living that wild life. Thank God though, she did the best she could, and foster care done scooped me up. I think what happened was my mom left me at a ghetto babysitter. And so what the babysitter would do...
I'll be the last, Johnny.
No.
God damn, Johnny.
What happened was if you didn't pick up your child, the babysitter would just leave you. So I was in an abandoned room with a bunch of other children, and I guess crying and stuff like that. So a neighbor heard a bunch of babies crying, and I was like dehydrated. All the kids were laying in their own poop for like 2 days. And the woman, I think, got arrested, of course, but none of the parents came to pick up their kids.
Your mom left you, and then your mom never came back.
Nah, she didn't come back. So, wow. But the blessing though is that foster care took me, and my mom who adopted me, they have what was called kind of like cuddlers. They'll watch you for a little period of time until they find room in foster care. But being I was like only 2 years old, my sister Maria told me the story is that when my mom saw me through like a mirror, like through a glass window that you couldn't see on the other side, she saw me and said, I hope that's him. And so when she came and the social worker said, this is gonna be the kid you gotta watch, my brother Paul and my sister Maria said that my arms were up, saying like, where you been? So my mom fell in love with me naturally, and then by the time I turned 5, 3 years later, I went from being Yanni's child to being Johnny Nunez, growing up in Bushwick, Greenpoint.
So you grew up in Brooklyn?
Yeah. So, I actually, on behalf of New York State Gov, help foster care and try to mentor children that age out of foster care.
Oh, God bless. Well, you giving back.
You have to, man. You have to.
I don't like to do this because excuse me, you have more to say because I don't want to cut you off. So every artist say, and people, whatever they're doing in the world, say, thank God, thank God. And I don't mean no disrespect. A lot of your brothers said I never go to church and open up your Bible or nothing. I'm so pissed off right now. I moved to Miami and I lost my Bible. I got another one. But I'm really upset, y'all. I called the hotel like 30 times already. Because I'm into God. Ron, keep it 100. Don't always talk about that, Ron?
Very spiritual, just like
you. I'm Catholic. I'm into, I don't care what religion, but God, you believe in God? No, you look like you're going to beat me up.
No. Gotta believe
in God?
No, I believe in God.
You got to believe in a higher power.
Yes.
I know I can tell you. Yes. Higher power God.
Yes. Higher power.
Okay, I respect that. Everybody got it, but you God. Okay, good. My thing is, Johnny, he's gotten me places. I know when I'm at my last situation, my mom died in 2007, shit always gets through with me. Like, I feel like I was blessed with Ron and Big. And now Franquito, because these are guys, I met Ron on some working shit years ago. I met Big through Ron. And this little team I got, we are destroying the game. So I'm blessed with that. And Ron told me you're very spiritual.
Yeah, I ain't perfect, but
no. Oh no, I ain't angel either. Oh, I'm a dirtbag too.
But
I do know when I do wrong shit, but I give back too. I'm a dirtbag. I ain't perfect now, but I know one thing: my good is way better than my bad. Does that make sense? Yeah, I got that on me. My good way better than my bad. Way better. You're not gonna look at me, remind me of Wayno, yo.
Oh,
was like, keep looking at him.
Shout out to Wayne.
He shot me. Yeah, Wayne on my old intern. Now you up a little bit.
Yeah, Wayne.
I can't get an interview with you, Wayne. When I swear to God, somebody curse you the fuck out. Hello, I love you, Wayne. You know Wayne? You know what I'm talking about? Nah, he's my man.
From Everyday Struggle. Wayne on the desk and academics. They had the show. It was like every single day it was on for like, it talked about the current events and all that. But he was his intern at one time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Wayne.
Yo, so now Johnny, this is my thing. So, I'm a little geek. So see my little camera right there? Me and Ron paid some money for that bitch.
That's what's up.
It ain't no real money. I ain't gonna tell you what it costs. But what the fuck? You came into Nori shit the other day. This motherfucker had his phone. He hit us at 45 pictures and it looked like 82 seconds. What camera's that, Johnny?
I got the D.
When I saw you?
Yeah.
In the Queen.
Yeah. I got it's a D1X.
All right, well,
Mark
what they go for, Johnny?
Well, that one actually, 50 Cent bought me that one. That one was for about $7,000.
Johnny, but you had your phone up like this, and you
50 Cent.
That's crazy. On my show,
bought you that camera.
You the fuck wrong with y'all.
How you and 50 Cent?
Yeah, how did that?
Some dude from Europe at SOBs tried to yoke me up, and I tried to tell him what's going on. He's like, "Yo, I told you no pictures of 50 Cent." I'm like, "Dude, 50's a friend of mine," and he's like, "I don't give a fuck." He goes, "Don't take no pictures of him." I'm like, so when 50 came with Rotimi, next thing I know, some big motherfucker just grabbed my wrist and it's like, "That's it. I'm gonna break your fucking camera." So as he was trying to yoke me up, grab my wrist, he's like, "I'm gonna take you outside, I'm gonna fuck you up." So this dude was like three Garys, and as he was pushing me out, the manager of SOBs at the time went with me, my man Josh, and he said, "Yo, you're making a grave mistake." So as I began to tell the guy, I know this person, I know that person, I know Monster. I try to tell him every name. He goes, "I don't give a fuck. They work for me." He was straight up bugging. I'm like, you don't say certain names and say they work for you.
Yeah.
Long story short, I erased the photos, and shout out to Renee. Renee caught wind of what happened, and sure enough, 50 called me that night and apologized. I think he beat the shit out of the dude on speaker so I could hear him getting beat up. And then the next day he said, come to my office and tell me what the damage is. So, me with an ace bandage and my daughter, I need the Mark II, M1 Mark II.
Wow.
And he bought it for me.
Gary, that's that mob shit you like. You beat his ass on the phone so he can hear it.
Yeah,
that's what mob motherfuckers do.
He smacked the shit out of him. I'll call my nigga Primo right now. Primo had the phone, so he can hear it.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the camera. That's your top camera right now?
Yeah, that's the only camera.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why he's a real man. Yo, my shit was 50,000. No, 7,000, and that's what you came with that day. Now, this is a great question. Have you took a picture that was crazy, and police was like, "Yo, I need your picture, because I gotta solve a case."
Oh yeah.
Johnny,
actually, you gotta turn the camera off for that one though.
Johnny did the best shit in the world. There's an accident about police investigation pictures he took. He said, "Gee, I can't answer that, but that's the question you wanted." He's a thorough motherfucker. He's not doing that.
Vlad would have forced it.
Vlad would have forced it. And you know what, Vlad? I don't know you, but you use sucker shit. You use us to get rich. They get locked up, and you don't give a fuck. But you know what? I blame us as Boricuas, Dominicanos, black brothers. You should know better. You could never ask me that, Vlad. I'd fucking break your camera, probably. I owe you 30,000 because I'm not answering those dumbass questions. Moving along. Now, have you had somebody, because I'm very self-conscious about my weight. I know you'll snap on me. I got a little gut, but I ain't fat. Me and Ron are battle about our weight all the time, but we care about our weight. So now, have you had somebody call you look monstrous on the picture? Yo, John, I look like a fat piece of shit. Can you please do something? Please don't put it out, John.
Yeah, people try to tell me if I could Photoshop them, but unfortunately, there's all kind of photographers,
He's an asshole.
all kind of cars. I shoot life, photojournalism. Like what you see is what you get. If there's any Photoshop, it's just to make the light not as harsh. As far as a photographer that shoots indoor studio, who likes to play with Photoshop, that's a different animal altogether. I try to show you what I see. I try to let you live in the moment, you know.
So John, if they get caught like that,
that's it.
You basically that's it. I'm sorry.
You pose for it, you got it.
Okay, I'm with that too. I don't do sucker shit. My show is my show. If I say something, it's on it. Deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't take nothing back.
Exactly.
So John, have you ever put out a picture and they're like, yo, Johnny, it's you might have thought you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Have you ever pulled it back?
Yeah, back in the gangster era,
Yeah.
the years, like back in the days when there was some straight up killers, favelas, there was a few photos I had to call, this is before digital of course, I had to call the magazine and tell them, pull photo. You know, and in fact, you ever see a movie called City of God?
What?
Wrong.
City of God.
I have the New York City version of that movie, and it really happened to me. A photo made it. Yeah, a photo made it into the press that shouldn't have made it, and I was told that the head big homie, the plug / car tizzle, he wanted to see a boy. He wanted to see me. He wanted to see me because of that, because it was already in the press, and it wasn't looking good because it was pounds of that white girl. You know what I'm saying? So one guy was already going away, and in the image. So I had to go up to the magazine and tell the guy, you just signed my death sentence, man. Why did you put that picture out with those words below? You know.
So they're gonna Pablo Escobar you and Gustavo said kill you.
Super duper. I had to beg my homegirl to intervene, and through the grace of God, nothing. You know, I had to confront homeboy, and he told me, you know, do me a favor. Next time you decide you want to put a picture of me, make sure I look pretty, because I don't like that photo. You know. And then he smoked a cigar. Later on, that same dude, that same guy, later on, we talk all the time now. Later on, at the Time Hotel, a girl noticed that I cropped out of the photo. She took a champagne glass, broke it, and then went to cut my face with it. And the same homeboy grabbed her by the wrist and said, drop it. She dropped it. And he said, what's the problem? And I said, you know, I don't know what her problem is. She goes, you cropped me out of the photo. You didn't put me in the photo. I saw you. You turned.
So she's about to cut your face?
Yeah, because I cropped out of the photo. But then he goes, what's the problem, Johnny? I said, you know, she owed me money. So why do I need to photograph you? Oh. And he said, how much money she owe you? I was like, you know, honestly, it was like $350. Back then, I was still homeless, living in a car. You know what I'm saying? So $350 to me was like my life at the moment. Yeah. And so he was like, hold out your hand, Johnny. He wound up giving me like $16,000 right there. Ooh. In the Time Hotel penthouse. God, and he goes, now handshake, you friends now. To this day, that girl's a real good friend of mine. So but that's my homie, that's my man.
She's a tough ass girl. Yeah. She was gonna break the joint and cut your face with it because you cropped the bitch out.
Shout out to Lionel, shout out to Romy. See you next year. You heard? They're coming out next year.
So Johnny, you know me. How much have you been in a spot you see them snipping so much Yola that like this don't make no goddamn sense? You took a picture, snipping so much coke. I've been in places I can't even know names. I've seen it. That if I took a card every time I seen a coke on the table, I'd have an eighth.
I don't even know what that is, but yeah.
It's 125 grams.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Okay, for the record. But anyway, have you seen that?
Yeah, I'll never forget.
I'm an ex-hustle, y'all.
I can't say the name of the dog. God bless the dead. My man had a crazy penthouse party with artists that y'all know. I'll tell you after this. And they had models walking around with silver trays of what it looked like flour in a perfect volcano pyramid. And little straws all around the tray. And then they had gigantic barnyard-looking miniature barns, miniature mountains of weed with rolling paper all around it.
Shit.
And that whole night, I was like, oh my God. At first, I said, are they serving coffee? Because I saw all this, I thought it was sugar, you know what I'm saying? Right. I had no idea. Then I went to use the bathroom, and let's just say it was like Pornhub in the bathroom. It was like straight up a movie.
and you move with your camera, you can't take pictures.
Man,
how the fuck do you navigate that? Like,
well, I went to these bathrooms. I'm like, man, why are they in the bathroom so long? Like, this is crazy. I'm like, hello. Boom, 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 boom. Finally, I like pushed the door, and it's like when I pushed the door, it hit homeboy. Homeboy had shorty hemmed up, another shorty with, you know, I gotta go. You know, oh man, I can't even go further. I gotta keep it PG-13. Yeah. So what's the next question?
No question. You fucking me up.
Next question.
Have you ever put out a picture that you regretted, that you just hated? It was not wrong with the picture, we just hated you put it out.
No, I actually not. But I did get blamed for photos that I didn't take, and the photo editor credited my name with a photo that I didn't take, and that ruined business
for a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of times I lost 17 bands over a photo.
That was done on purpose, or you think it was a mistake?
There used to be a website called. It was owned by an African dude from Africa. It was Black something, and he was an attorney in Africa, but he was an attorney in America, and he found a loophole where he could just send out bad photos, say bad stuff, and not get in trouble. It's so funny because when I found out he was in town, the publicist asked me, "Could you come shoot him at High 97?" And I called the wolves out. And so you can actually find it maybe on YouTube. Flex noticed I wasn't feeling him and said, "Yo, is there a problem, Johnny? Why are you looking at this cat? It's on YouTube." And I'm like, "Yeah, this dude, he's been using my photos to promote his site, and you know that when he found out it was me, he literally left Hot 97's interview. He literally got up and left. I think it's on Bumpmaster Flex and Flex We Trust.
Man, let me finish your shot.
We gonna check it out.
Yeah, but anyway, what was I saying? What were we talking about?
We were talking about if you ever put out a picture that you was like, oh, why did I do
You
it?
hated it, but everybody else liked it.
Everybody else liked it.
No. Everything I put out, I always try to make sure it puts people in the best light.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm confident about it.
So what about the picture? How did you get Jadakiss, Tough Ass, Fat Joe, and MOP to take Christmas pictures back in the days with the Christmas hats? How the hell did you do that?
Oh yeah.
That shit's like a brick.
Well, you know, when I so I'm about to go in 1997. I was ejected out of a medical program at Nassau Community College,
Long Island.
and I was 3 months away from graduating in radiation therapy oncology. I was about to treat people with cancer, and you know, all my life, you know, my mom and dad adopted me. I was always, you know, about helping people. So it was like a dream come true to be like in special ed, classes for slow people, poor, no money, growing up really poor in a very racially charged neighborhood in Bushwick Greenpoint. It was like a dream come true to finally graduate from a community college called Suffolk Community College and then get accepted to a medical school program affiliated with Nassau Community College. So I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was 3 months away from graduating. I witnessed a horrible racial act at a hospital called North Shore University Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And I got kicked out. Once I got kicked out, I had to take all my possessions and put them in storage. My dad, who was still alive, I couldn't bear to tell my dad I was a failure. Wow. I got kicked out of a program. So I started delivering pizza. I started being a home health aide, which is taking care of elderly people. And as I was doing that, I don't want to scare nobody, but it was the first time I contemplated death. I wanted to die.
You ain't scared nobody. That's how you feel.
No, I wanted to die, but I wanted to kill all the people that were racist in this hospital that took my good heart and got me thrown out of a program helping people. So as you know, here I was homeless now, living in a car. People didn't know I was like going to my friend's crib to use the bathroom. I was doing bird baths and, you know, using bathrooms in public places, you know, brushing my teeth. And it was starting to get darker and darker. And the minute I told my ex-girlfriend that I was, you know, no longer in the medical program, she was Haitian actually. She was like, "Yo, Johnny, I got bad news. it's so funny you telling me this now. I met somebody at college at Stony Brook University, and I think we got to be friends. So I was like, all right. So now I lost my girl, lost everything. And then as I was delivering pizza at Pizza Hut, I tell this story all the time. I went to this brand new, beautiful brownstone. Brand new high rise and low range. And when the door opened, it was my man from from high school, and he was like, Johnny, what are you doing, bro? Aren't you in like a medical program? I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, wait a minute. You just trying to get through the medical program? Are you trying to pay some bills? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, look.
Hold on, John, I'm on the same page. We're still talking about the Jadakiss pictures, right?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I know.
So,
and I want to know how he convinced them to do it.
Well, what happened was, he said, yo, John, go in my pocket and pull out some money. So I was like, what? No, excuse me. He pulled out a stack and said, yo, pull one of those bills out. And I was like, pulled out 100. I was like, yo, Danny, yo, man, I just started my shift. You know what I'm saying? I can't break this. He's like, you crazy, man? You bugging, nigga? That's you. I'm like, so when I got in my car, I started honking the horn, screaming and complaining to God, like, what's going on? Why? It's bad enough I got thrown out of the program. I'm delivering pizza, and I can't even break $100, you know? So this is how God works, and this is to answer the Jadakiss question. Even though I had broken up with my ex-girlfriend, or she pretty much cut me off, her mom was an old school Haitian woman. And she was like, Johnny, yo, I made your favorite dish. I'm like, what's that? Haitian rice and beans and turkey wings. I'm like, I'm on my way, you know? I literally was like, oh man, I'm about to eat some food. When I got to the crib, she did make the dish. However, she converted a living room space into a bedroom. Her daughter was going away to Stony Brook dorming, so the whole house was, empty but her and her husband. So she said, I don't know what you're going through right now, but whatever you're going through, this is your bed. There's still some clothes here from when you dated my daughter, and you know where the bathroom is. She closed the door, and I said, now, before that happened, remember, I went and dropped off some pizza at my man's crib. My boss called me, Tony. He said, yo, Johnny, I don't know what you did, but you just got these niggas mad. They all here at Pizza Hut and they want to see you. I was like, what? I was like, it's not even my shift today. He goes, come here and talk to this dude. He wants to talk to you. So I drove all the way back to Pizza Hut, and as I was driving up the parking lot, nothing but Benzes. This is when the presidential rollie was that big face rollie.
My favorite one.
All there was a gang of my Dominican niggas, all with the rollies and the chains. And I drive through the back, and Tone goes, yo, that nigga right there wants to talk to you. And it was my man. I won't say his name because Vlad got me scared. I said, yo, what's going on, so-and-so? He's like, yo, nigga, I heard what happened. I said, what's going on? He goes, I want you to come work for me. I was like, you opening up a pizzeria too? He's like, nah, nigga, I want you to come work for me selling that raw. I was like, what? I'm like, yo, so-and-so, I don't know, B. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is a new life for me. Pizza Hut taking care of me, you know what I'm saying?
Feeling good, yeah.
He's like, yo, open your hand. So I opened up my hand, put a stack in my hand, goes, yo, take that. I said, yo, so-and-so, I don't know what to do with this, B. This ain't my life. He goes, look, think about it tonight. You sleep on that. If you wake up in the morning, you want to come work for me, there's way more where that came from. But if you decide you don't want to work for me, keep it anyway. You still my nigga. So I'm like, all right. So that very night was when Mrs. Hano called me and told me to stay over. So now I'm in my ex-girlfriend's crib, and the door closed, and I said, God, if you can give me one sign that you want me to do something with my life, you give me one sign, I swear, God, tomorrow I will be the best at it. But if tomorrow morning when I wake up, I have no idea what you want me to do with my life, I'm gonna go work for this cat. So the very next morning, you don't have to believe me, I saw a camera in the air.
It hit you in the face?
No, it was just spinning like this slowly. And I went to grab it, and my hand went through it. And then I went back and I looked again, it was still there, and I went with both hands. My hands went through it, and it disappeared. Then, as I was like looking, I saw greeting cards, like Christmas cards, birthday cards. I saw them, and they went like this from here. They went, whoosh, and then they dropped to the ground. When they dropped, I went to look at the floor, and there was no cards there. I'm like, God, you want me to be a photographer, and you want me to start a greeting card company? And you know, whether you believe in God or not, I believe in God, of course. There's a piece that if the Holy Spirit enters this room, or you know, if the Holy Spirit wants to come into you, you feel a peace, a serenity. I can't explain, but at that very moment, the Holy Ghost came right in me, and it wasn't like a magical feeling, but I felt elevated. Long story short, Big Face Gary, next thing I know, I became the personal photographer to Jay-Z, personal photographer to Puff, personal photographer to LeBron James, personal photographer to Michael Jordan, personal photographer to Beyonce, personal photographer to Rihanna, personal photographer to Kanye West, personal photographer to Kim Kardashian, personal photographer to Barack Obama, personal photographer to Michelle Obama, personal photographer to Bill and Hillary Clinton, personal photographer to...
Oh, did you say Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, I work with them too.
Oh, did you say Michelle Obama?
Personal photographer to Mark Zuckerberg's 29th birthday, owner of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
29 right now?
Back when he was...
Oh, back then. I'm about to say he's way older.
But I mean, the rest is history, like from Russell Simmons...
So how they get to the jail? Oh, they just knew who you were, so they say, fuck it?
No, after I trusted God and got into photography, within that same year, I made $97,000. So living in a car, by the end of that year, picking up a camera, by the end of 1997, 98, by the end of that year, I had $98,000. That's another story, how I got that.
But still, how did you convince Jadakiss, like,
put
on this hat?
Yeah. Well, you know, I knew I had to do greeting cards because that's how I felt. God got me into the lane. Within the first 3 months of owning the camera, I made about $27,000. And that's when I said, I'm gonna take this money. I'm gonna ask all these artists that I'm fans of, Prodigy, shout out to Prodigy, Mobb Deep,
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
The Locks, all of them. Can I photograph you for my Christmas greeting cards? They're like, sure, give me the hat. Put a hat on them.
Wow.
And it was all love.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Very basic. So now,
but I had to go to the origins of how I even got.
Oh no! It's a great story because I got stories too. But I'll do it on another day. So now, thank you. That's a great story. Thank you so much. Again, shout out to Johnny Nunez being on my show. Subscribe to the Big Face Gary Show on YouTube. Thank you for Frankie, my friend, my man Big, my cameraman, Ronito, everybody, all my people's here. Now, have you somebody look crazy on a picture, fat, fuck, too skinny? They think they bugging out, sniffing too much coke. Please take me off the camera. I'll give you something. You ever had that yet?
No, because you know, if someone looks crazy, I try not to photograph them because you never know what's gonna happen. You know, again, this ain't trying to scare nobody, but sometimes when I even shoot some people, I could tell they're gonna die. I could look in the photo, I could look in their eyes, I could see it ain't gonna be too long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be. Oh, you finished? Yeah. So go what you saying. Finish what you're saying.
No. Did you just hear what he just said?
No, I can tell sometimes when someone ain't gonna be here long, and you know, it's a frightening feeling, but you could, you know, you take the picture, then when you process it or you review it, you could see there's a look of death coming. So my whole thing is like sometimes, you know, you never know. If someone looks crazy and they're doing some out of control shit, I ain't even gonna post it. But if I also see that this might be the last photo I take of them.
Or it depends how you feel that day. You might be gone tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, you never know when this picture might be the last. You know, I remember when Big L, right before Big L was murdered, he said to me, yo, Johnny, you know what, you a cool nigga, B. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget picking him up right by his block on Lennox side.
Lennox.
Yeah, and so, you know, but when you know, that's another story for another day. Bottom line, yeah. But anyway, what's your next question?
No.
I don't want to scare niggas.
No. You can talk about the big. I need that Big L story.
Oh no. I mean, just saying in general, like a lot of artists that, you know, sadly right now, as we were talking about earlier, hip hop is in a scary position. I feel like media is is
getting
fueling,
destroyed. I need some New York rappers, man.
fueling drama that elevates to murder. So we have to teach the young ones not to go bang like that. We have to stop it and police our people so that we don't run into these youngins killing each other over stupid shit.
Stupidness.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, a lot of unfortunate recent artists being murdered, passing away. You know, I had the pleasure and the blessed opportunity to truthfully say I was their last photographer, from Pop Smoke all the way to Nipsey Hussle. You know,
Shout out to Pop
Bless
Smoke.
You shot Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
You shot
Nipsey
yeah.
Hussle?
I was actually a hired personal photographer for both of them. You know, you can look on my Instagram.
Johnny, you understand? So you don't lie. Now, Johnny, moving on forward.
But that's just two. There's a whole many.
Explain your hat and your sneakers. I didn't even know you had a hat and sneakers.
Were you the first photographer to get like your
I was
own
the
hat
first
deal
ever
and
to
sneaker
be
deal?
with a New Era baseball cap deal.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
photographer wise.
Yeah, and I put Braille in it so that the blind could read words of encouragement in the inside of the brim. So the inside of my New Era baseball cap says, history repeats itself, opportunity does not be ready.
Who gave you that?
Nunez. I made that
New
up.
Era gave you that?
Yeah, my friend Jen Yu worked at New Era, and they
They
were making limited edition shirts, hats with celebrities, and she said, Jay, I think you should have one. So inside I had pictures of Fat Joe and all kind of celebrities in the inside of it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great thing. Now, this is my favorite round. I love this one. What happened in Paris, man? Because I wasn't there. They saw you hit a nigga over here with your camera.
Yeah.
Dame did something the pimps ain't like.
I'm gonna tell you the true
And
story.
they said Dame washed the first one up.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Gary always talk about Dame got hands.
Yeah, he got hands. He's
Hey, yo,
nice.
Gary always say
Yeah,
Dame got
he
hands.
Yo,
He's nice.
I'm saying Dame Mop is
Shout out
ridiculous.
to Dame.
But if you step to him, you can step to him. But no, if your shit not ready, he gonna wash you. Dame can fight. He's strong. That's my yo. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Ron tell you that.
Yeah, you always say you got hands.
Now Johnny, they say you hit nigga in the head with a camera. You don't play no game.
Yeah, I hit the nigga hard. My camera broke. My camera broke.
Did they buy that camera back?
Yeah.
Who bought Dame bought it back for
He
you?
bought me a brand new camera. Naomi
Well, I
Campbell
told you.
bought me a camera.
But he
So-
was also saying that Biggs and somebody else.
What Biggs was that?
Yeah,
What was
Big
Choke
Man.
No Joke? Nah, I'm gonna say Choke No Joke. I'm gonna tell you my problem with him. I don't care how you get your money.
Yeah.
That's your business. But ask permission. I had a son in Philly. I danced with a nigga a little bit. We danced. He ain't beat me. I beat him up. He put out without asking me. If it was a piece of shit, I could have sued him.
He had an axe?
No, we had a fight in Philly. Me and this girl, Raw Top. It was over some bullshit, but he swung. We danced. I ain't beat him up. He ain't beat me up. I'm not bragging. It was not that serious. I actually gonna have a drink with him when I see him. We been past that shit.
Yeah.
But you know, it seems to me like Johnny, you know, just actually about a police investigation, and I can't do that. Your motherfucker might have a candle around me. You think? Choke to me has no filter. These guys put them on. Johnny, you know how much dirt you got on people?
Oh no.
You know how much dirt I got on my friends?
Yeah.
And they got dirt on me?
Yeah.
I could release any day. So after I get the money, you Gary, you're a scumbag. It's not worth it. I'd rather be me than G real.
Yeah.
So to me, Choke, you need to pick your battles, man. Everything's not a battle, bro. Now, what when Choke that did he fight or was he was not around?
Well, you want? I'll tell you what.
Just tell the truth,
I'll
John.
tell you a story. I'll tell you a story, then you
He
could
said
judge
you
it from
wanna
there.
tell a story?
We were on our way to an interview, and we went to a neighborhood that was where Napoleon's actual real monument is. So they never changed the streets from when Napoleon walked the street through the earth. So you can only, but I guess it was like one car lane. It wasn't a two-way lane. So the driver said, "There's so much traffic, y'all could just get out here, and you could walk to the radio station."
You're
So-
walking Pimp Land.
Well, yeah. So what wound up happening was when I got out the car, I saw something I never saw before. I saw a female who had her dress up and her underwear down. Wow. And it was like, whoa, because the sister definitely was from the motherland. And I was like, what the heck did I just see? So sure enough, when I took my camera out, she immediately turned her back, pulled up her underwear, pulled down her dress, and so did a few other white women that were doing it. Little did I know that we were in an area where prostitution was going on. So when Choke came out the car, he put the light on, and immediately all those women ran. So we still didn't know where we was. So we were walking to the building where the interview was, and one of the women approached us screaming in French, like, put the camera down, what are you doing? Pretty much that's what she was probably saying. And we didn't know, so Dame told Choke and myself, put your camera down. I think they don't want nobody photographing. This block, this is the street, this is the block right here, you know? So I won't say who did it, but when she turned her back, somebody made this kind of noise. And she turned around because everybody started laughing. All the French models, all of them started laughing at her because that fart noise, when she turned her back, made it look like she was the one who farted, you know? She was like, no.
I already know who did that.
Yeah. So,
I already know who did that fucking ass. I know who did it.
But listen, when he made the fart noise.
I know no bit of Dame crazy ass.
When he made the fart.
Dame, I could do that.
No, but when he made the
Dame
fart.
crazy ass.
No, it was him, but.
It was him?
No.
I know he do that all the time.
But what wound up happening was, she turned around. She's like, "Oh, y'all gonna make a joke about me?" Oh. Yo, son, cats were coming down fire escapes. Cats was coming from alleyways. Cats, we were surrounded by like Sierra Leone rebel refugees.
You went to work, Johnny?
Yo, I you know what it was? It was my first time in Europe, first time out of the country. I'm like, you know what? I just started grabbing my camera, wrapping it around my wrist, like, you don't know what's gonna happen. So I think Dame had a Celtic jacket, Celtic sneakers, and a baseball cap.
Oh God!
And he tried to explain to the pimp, whoever it was, yo, chill. So Choke had a bunch of wires wrapped around him, and the dude was trying to manhandle Choke, trying to take his camera from him. And Dame stepped in, and that's when Dame, two-pieced him, and he fell. He got back, but this dude got back up. He was a big dude, and it was like everybody started backing up. It was like one of those Michael Jackson videos and shit. And then next, Dame did it again. Boom, boom, dropped the nigga. When he dropped him, he started to take off his jacket, and he turned his back. I learned a very, very valuable lesson. Even if you're winning a fight, never turn your back. Never turn your back on an opponent. Because when he turned around to take off his jacket, that same dude came up the third time from being knocked down twice. He had like a little stick this big. He went, whoosh, and when he went like this, the stick went from being this big to that big.
Oh.
And so he went to hit Dame in the back of the head. So I grabbed Dame's, Dame's left arm and pulled him behind me. When I pulled him behind me, I could just see the stick just missing his head by inches. And when the arm came down, I took my camera and I whacked him. And I'm like, I pray that this knocks
broke
this
the
nigga
camera?
out. The camera broke. That nigga looked at me like, what did you just do? I'm like, oh. I just started running because the dude was like, this nigga was like, he looked like Shaquille O'Neal chasing me. And that's when diesel jeans was the style. You remember the diesel jeans? Them shits was like starting a forest fire, trying to run with like cowboy boots and shit. And I just kept on praying, and as I could feel the wind, every time I could feel a wind, like the wind of, and I knew where the wind was coming from because that nigga was swinging for my head. And I thought of like the Tom and Jerry cartoons. Y'all remember like, whether it's Bugs Bunny or whoever, whenever they running from somebody, they just wrap around a pole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember I said, Father, in the name of Jesus, please, when I wrap around this pole, let this guy miss me, And sure enough, I saw a pole in Europe. Their poles are not like New York where it's like a tunnel horseshoe C. In Europe, it's a perfect circle. So I put out my forearm and I swung, and I could see I was like coming from behind him now.
Spinning around.
And through the grace of God, Dame was right there, and Dame was like, bomb, just unloading on him. But because he was a tall dude and now he had a stick, he was like 1 lump, 2 lump, 3 lump. Before you know it, Dame covered his head and dropped it, and the dude kept on beating him. A whole
how y'all got out
pack
of
of wolves. As all those socialites, that models and all those bougie rich people from New York that used to roll with us, as they were running, only ones that stayed behind were the models. And I saw everybody that was there on the floor, and I'm like, you know what? I can't leave. I can't. So I just said, fuck it. You know what? At least this was a good trip. And I went back with the remaining pieces on my camera, and I started clocking niggas, not on their head. I was going for their
What's
face.
choking on joke at?
As I was clocking them in the face, right? I picked up Dame, and I said, yo, Dame, we gotta get out of here. And then I saw Biggs, I picked up Biggs, I put him behind me.
What was Biggs
And
at?
I started swinging. The camera was in pieces now.
This story's too much for me. Hold on.
No, it was sharp. So I kept swinging.
Yo,
it.
Big.
I was
Big. You doing a lot of bullshit,
I
Johnny.
was swinging. Let me tell you what happened. I started swinging the camera, and it was sharp. At this point, it was sharp. As I was swinging the camera, they knew that the pieces of camera that were left could cut them. But there was so many of them, I know they was fucking with us. So I started to push Dame and Biggs, and they had sprayed us with mace and air and what do you call that? What do you call that? No, like when a fire extinguisher. They sprayed a fire extinguisher in everybody's face too. So as we were running through the streets, I saw a coffee shop where cats was drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and I looked across the street and I saw another coffee shop. So I kicked the garbage can. And the niggas was coming. There was the whole gang. It was like a straight up street gang. I kicked the garbage can, and a Coca-Cola bottle came out, and a bicycle lock. So what I do, I took the bicycle lock, and I threw it at the coffee shop's glass window. It scattered. It just broke.
They give you a chance to get out.
Everybody got up and started screaming at us. Then I took the Coca-Cola bottle and I threw it all the way across the street, and it shattered, and all the pieces fell on people. They got up. French people do not fucking play. French people are serious. They don't play. Them niggas came at us, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. I looked back, and it was like, so long as you get off our block, we good. So it worked. They wasn't gonna follow us into the industrial area where people actually have stores. So when we got back to the hotel, the Ritz Antoine, Dane was already, in the ambulance. They were already looking at his gash. I remember, I gotta go back for choke. So I asked Cardi B for his, you remember Cardi B? Cardi B, I asked Cardi B for his sweater, and I took the sweatshirt, I did it inside out, because it smelled like the mace. And the paramedic said, I'm gonna go with you to look for your friend. And I'm like, yo, you got a gun? You got something? He goes, no, we fight with these. I'm like, what are you talking about? We fight with these. I'm like, so you know what? Me and him went right back. I went back, I saw the pieces of my camera on the floor. I saw the cats that were there were like laughing at me. And I'm like, and I went into a store and I asked, did you see a cameraman, And they pointed out the stairwell that led up to the roof, and that's how he got out. He went through the stairwell of a back to the roof, and then. So when I got back to the hotel, I was still shaking. I was like.
So Choke didn't throw no punches.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But at the end of the day,
Johnny, put a little bass in the voice.
huh?
Did Choke throw any punches?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's it. It's all right.
You know what?
I got your back. We're not gonna do that.
No, but
we don't justify my show. Again, did Choke, no joke, throw any punches?
Well, no.
Did Choke, no joke, throw any punches?
Not at all.
That's it.
But when I got back to the hotel, Andy and Tommy Hilfiger saw me in the lobby, and I had blood all over my shirt.
Johnny questioned you.
Tommy Hilfiger, the designer?
So Tommy and Andy Hilfiger, his brother Andy Hilfiger, they said, Johnny, come into the restaurant. And I told them what happened. I was still shaking. Andy requested 3 shots of Jack Daniels, and I didn't drink at the time. I said, yo, Jack,